Welcome. My name is Brene Bradley, and I am your host. This is my YouTube channel, Act 2 Life After 50, dedicated to encouraging women who are mature women over the age of 50 to live their best life. Before we get started, if you would find the red button that says subscribe and push that button, then you'll be a member of the family and you'll be notified whenever I have new videos coming out. So I just want to get started with talking about why I decided to do this channel. You know, we live in a world that is really, Western culture is focused on youth. Everything is youth and beauty and external and that kind of thing. But there's really a lot of advantages to being a mature person. And really, you don't have any choice. You can either live your best life over 50, or you can just live day to day, struggling, making it through. You can strive and thrive, or you can just make it through. I believe in let's do everything we want to do and enjoy the life that we have to live. So one of the things that I wanted to make sure that we did was encourage, find the beauty, find the wonder in our age, and just look at how we can spend these days and years and months just really enjoying the life that we have been given to live. We deserve to live our best life. The other thing to keep in mind is older is not old. I remember back when my mother and grandmother were in their 60s and they would sit on the porch in the rocking chair watching life go by. Now, I love them dearly, but they led a sedentary kind of life. It was rare that they ever even left the house to do anything, let alone really enjoy their lives. Well, 60 is not that kind of 60 anymore. 60 really is like the new 40. 60-year-olds are out there doing their thing. I have friends that are in their 70s and beyond 70. We had a pool party last year. The 70-year-olds were out there just like the 50-year-olds, and we were bouncing the ball, the beach ball, and having a great time. I have a friend who's 70 and she runs in 5K races, and you can just do whatever it is that you purpose in your heart to do when you are 50 and above. But before we go any further, I want to have a little disclaimer. Now, these are not based on, my ideas are not based on research or scientific fact. You can find that if that's what you're looking for. The lifespan being longer, all of that. This is just based on my life, conversations with my friends, and things that I find to be interesting. So it's just my opinion. It's not set in concrete. So make sure that you don't think that this is like, oh, based on something other than just a sister sharing with another sister. The focus is going to be on taking care of yourself and getting the best out of your life. But it's not going to be ignore your responsibilities, your husbands or your elderly parents or your job, and just throw everything to the wind. No, it's about finding a balance of taking care of yourself as you take care of others. Because we know that if we don't do that, we'll spend all of our time taking care of everybody else, and we won't have any energy to do anything for ourselves. I like the phrase when I get onto a plane and they are giving instructions about emergency situations. And they always say that the oxygen mask will drop down. Put your mask on first. In other words, you can't help anybody if you haven't helped yourself first. And that's what this video series is about. So today's topic is finding the beauty of age. So, in our Western culture, as I mentioned earlier, we are fixated with youth. In other countries and other cultures, it is the wisdom and experience of age that is lifted up and that is respected. They understand and know that if you're young, you're in your 20s, you don't even know anything. You haven't done anything yet. You haven't proven yourself. You haven't done anything yet. And so in those cultures, they really acknowledge the importance of youth and the elderly, and they respect it. But that's not so in Western culture. So we have to bring that back for ourselves. Media determines a lot of it. Media is visual, and so people are looking at what is pleasing to the eye, and maybe they think that the 20-year-old body is more appealing than, say, a little bit of age on a more mature face. But we can take all that back again and stand in our own truth that it is the wisdom of age and it is the confidence of age that really makes us beautiful on the inside and on the outside. Plastic surgery has made a big impact in Western culture also. It's just like go under the knife and make yourself look like whatever you want to look like. Well, I'm not hating on that. Don't get me wrong. But I'm more for let's love what we have. Let's love the one you are. Like the Isley Brothers said, love the one you with, love the one you are, is what I would like to say. Now, something else that might make you feel old, but you shouldn't feel old, and that's technology. Technology is changing so fast that for us baby boomers that were born sort of like in an analog world, a more of a manual kind of world, well, we're living in a digital world. And it takes us a little bit longer to figure things out sometimes. But don't let that make you feel bad, because technology is moving so fast. Everybody has to catch up every day. Everybody is trying to learn something new. I've been in situations where younger people would kind of giggle and laugh if an older person like myself was trying to figure out some technology. Well, I just think to myself, look, I may not know this technology, but there's a whole lot of other things that I know that I could tell you about and make your life a little bit better. So let's look at some of the other beauty of age factors that there are. I want to go back to wisdom. Wisdom and experience, you cannot buy it. You cannot look at it on a movie video. You cannot read a book about it. Life's experience will teach you things that you cannot learn in school. And so when you have that wisdom, when you have those experiences, you can really share those with other people and keep them from making mistakes that you made, or help them to know things about things that they don't know anything about, that you have some experience about. So when you find someone who is, first of all, open to hearing these things, be open to share your experiences with people and let them know that you have something to contribute as well. Technology changes and culture changes, but human nature does not change. And once you have learned through the years to navigate through human nature, then you can really share something that is of great value to others who are willing to listen to what you have to say. Also, when you talk about beauty of age, you talk about freedom from constraints. You're not trying to climb up the corporate ladder anymore. You aren't rearing your children anymore. You aren't really subject to the opinions and the whims of other people. Once you're a mature person, you can settle in and say, look, okay, I've done all that. Now I'm ready to do some things for me. You're comfortable in your own skin. You're not running around trying to figure out, well, who am I? What do I do in this situation? What do I do in that situation? You have the experience to know who you are, to feel comfortable with who you are. And then if there's an area in your life that you need to work on, which we all have areas we need to work on no matter how old you get, you have the maturity and the confidence to know that you can work on that thing. You don't fall apart. You don't have, some kind of breakdown because you find out that there are still some things that you have to learn and some things that you have to modify and change in your own life. Change is something we will always do. As long as you're breathing, hopefully you're changing and growing along with it and adding some maturity with a little change, getting a new thing that you can do in your life. You know your style. You've gone through all of the different fads and you found those things that make you look good. And when you look good, you feel good. Again, it goes back to just being confident with who you are and not being pushed from any which way by the different fads and the different trends of the day. So in short, I just want to say to all of my sisters out there, let's relish in the fact that we have like a fine wine. We have aged like a fine wine. Let's just be ready to embrace our aging. Let's be ready to do all the things that we waited to do. Let's embrace those things. Let's travel. Let's do any kind of hobby that you wanted to do, any ministry work that you've all. Now is the time to do those things when we have the freedom to live our lives the way we want to. So I hope you just enjoyed that little introduction to the new YouTube channel, Act 2, Life After 50. And I hope you enjoy your life after 50 as well. Take care, and I'll see you on the next video.